Hello everyone, welcome to this new video on Select Squad where I want to show you how to use the Optimize option. To make this video quicker, I have made something ready already, but if you want the whole process of logging in, on how to proceed to select players, etc., go watch the previous video on Select Squad where I go through this. So now I've selected a pool of 32 players. And as I said, I want to optimize this. So this is where we utilize the A, B, and C. My first thought is that I want Hurricane as my captain in all the teams. So then you press one time to get him as captain, and press all there. That means that he will be in all your teams. And I also want to play with 2 strikers. So then I'd say maximum forwards and minimum forwards 2. But I don't know who my second striker will be. So then I took 4 different, put them all on A. And I want one of these. So then I take 1 maximum and 1 minimum. So then I will get one of these 4 in all of my teams. Moving up to midfield. Here I know that I want at least one of Havertz or Son in all my teams. So those are the only A's I have here, and I could have teams with both, but I could also have teams with 1. Also, I want to be involved in the Manchester City versus Liverpool match, but I'm not sure the result here. So I put my 4 favorite players from those 2 teams, and I have a maximum of 2 of them and a minimum of 1. So then I will always get 1 player from this match and 2 in some cases. Also, because I have exclude opposing players here, I will never get Salah and Mahrez. Those teams with 2 will always be Mahrez, De Bruyne or Mane, Salah. So then I have some teams with 1 and some teams with 2. And for the remainder of my midfield, I just put some different options here. Saka, Martinelli, Bowen, Harrison, Rafinha, Mbemo, and Eriksen. And for me, I could have a maximum of 3 of these, but the minimum could be 0 depending on the formation. If I say that I want at least 4 midfielders in all my teams, you see this is red now, then I have to adjust this. So now I have 1, 2, then I have to have a minimum of 2 of these, and the maximum can be whatever. So now I will have a team with 2 strikers, 4 or 5 midfielders, where one of my midfielders would definitely be Son or Havertz, or both. It will be 1 or 2 of this Manchester City-Liverpool match, and they will fill the rest of the midfield with these players. Moving over to defense. Since I have the restrictions with 4 midfielders and 2 strikers, that means I have to have a maximum of 4 defenders. And as you can see here, I definitely want Rudiger, Matt Doherty, or James. I want 2 of those 3 in all my teams, and I also want the option to have 3 of those. So some teams maybe I will get 3, but I will at least have 2 of them in every team. I also want 1 of Tarkowski, Cresswell, Gabriel, or Andersen. So here I have a minimum of 1 of these and 2. But I also want the option to have some defenders from the City-Liverpool match. So I put my 3 favorites here, which are so attacking that I like everyone. But here I will have some teams where I can have 2, but since I exclude the opposing players, I will never get Robertson and Cancelo or Trent and Cancelo it would only be Trent and Robertson. But I could also, since I have 0 as the minimum, I can also have teams, I will also get teams where you have none of these 3. So now, I hope you understood these letters and how to utilize them to maximize your team. So let's start looking at some of the teams. Here, for example, Kane captain, all my team. I got Havertz instead of Son here. I could have gotten both. I got De Bruyne from the City match, which was, and I got 2 of the 3 defenders. Like I said, I wanted Doherty, James, or Rudiger. I wanted 2 of those in every team. So here you see, this is right. And then they filled with 2 Arsenal there. So if I'm happy with that team, you can also have us vice captain here, like that. And then you can just go down. So here, you get some similar teams here. So this is pretty similar. The only difference is Tarkovsky versus Cresswell. But if you think this is too similar, you can. But I think that's a good shout. So I want this one too. Here it's the same. I got the Havertz, but here I got Rudiger instead of James and Doherty. Still got my Palace defenders from the sea. And of course, I got the Eriksen and Tony here. Tony as I said, the 4 defenders I wanted to. Here I got Rodrigo in the 2 first, but then here I got Tony. So that's a good one. I like that. For the next one, and also as you can see in Optimize, they maximize your budget. So here everything is 103 million. If you want more randomization of the budget, the randomize button will do that better. Here I got Cancelo, I got Doherty, Rudiger, De Bruyne, Havertz, yeah, the same striker combination as the first 2. Let's go with this team. Also, I like it. And I can browse a little further. I want a Liverpool team as well. So here I got Salah. Let's choose that. And here's the Mane Robertson team. So take this one. Here also a new striker combination. Of course, Kane captain in all teams. Here we also got James and Doherty. Yeah. So as you can see, where I locked some players, there it's locked. And if I where it's more rotation, here you have double West Ham. In the previous teams I have double Crystal Palace. You also could use more restrictions here to minimize. Of course, here you also have, now I don't have a defensive unit. If you always want to double, you can do that, but just make sure it aligns with the other restrictions. And also here I have a maximum of 11 clubs, but with the combinations I chose, it was not that much spread anyway. So I think this is fair. So here you have it. Now I can press, I've chosen 7 teams. If I press this, see here I forgot to log into my Fanteam account before I started. So this, you should do this before you start making your teams. Then I push here, and then I press sign in. Sign in. There you see that since I haven't logged into my Fanteam account, it's restarted, but I was logged into my DF Scout account, so they saved my picks. But if you haven't logged into a DF Scout account before you started, this process here wouldn't be saved, so then you had to start over. So that's the most important part. Log into your DF Scout account before you start. Here I got the 7 teams saved. So here I can press submit selected teams. Let's go through them again quickly. You have to have a vice captain, of course, in all the teams. That actually didn't save, because as you remember, I did this before. So another important argument to why to log into both accounts before starting. Just remember that, to make it a smooth process. I think Kane will start, but of course we have to have a vice captain. 5th. Let's put one with James. And one with Saka. Like that. Now I have 7 teams here. If I want to add more teams or make other adjustments, I want to change the restrictions to have fewer teams, or if it's a player I'm missing in many, if I want more players in all my teams like Kane, I can just press on that. But if you're happy, then you will see how much it costs you here, 14 euros for these 7 teams. So just make sure you have that in your Fanteam wallet. I press submit teams. Just a couple of seconds, it will upload. Now I want to look at those teams to see if they got selected. Here we go. Game Week 32 Weekly Monster. This is the 7 teams I got here. Here we go. Kane captain in all 7 teams. Havertz or Son in all team. Doherty, James, 2 of Doherty, James and Rudiger in all my team, and some other restrictions there. But yeah, this is good. And then you can also see them here. So I hope this clarifies some of your questions regarding Optimize and the restrictions with A and B and C. And I hope this helps you before the Weekly Monster this weekend. Thank you for watching, and don't hesitate to ask us any questions on our Discord channel or Twitter if you're having trouble with the Select Squad. We want this to be perfect for you, and if you have any feedback on how to make it more perfect, then don't hesitate to tell us. Bye bye.